Hello, Fogheads, and welcome to the Levi's Lounge. I am Irish Greg from K-Fog in the Morning, and please welcome Jake Bugg. Jake has a new album, On My One. It's coming out in a couple of months. And Jake, it seemed when we first heard of you 4 or 5 years ago, you came out and suddenly, the world was all abuzz about Jake Bugg. And you put out a second record really quickly. So you had 2 albums in quick succession, and then quite a bit of time between records. Why did it happen that way?
Well, the second record, that was kind of a moment, spontaneity really. I was working in the studio with Rick Rubin. He asked if I had any more songs. I was only meant to record 1 song, and I showed him some, and so we did a record. And with this album, I wanted to do it a different way. I took my time. I took some time off, but I was working on the record every day. And then, I think every experience for each record should be different, and every record should be different as well.
So was there any temptation to go back to Rick Rubin? Of course, he's a legendary producer, or did you want to just go in a completely different direction?
Yeah, I wanted to try new things. When I had some of the ideas for this record, I ran them by Rick and asked what he thought, and he gave me a few ideas and stuff like that. So it's still good to go see him and ask for his opinion on it. But I wanted to do something different and try things out.
Certainly, "Give Me the Love," which is the first single off the new record that we are playing, it's a different sound. It's not something that we're used to hearing from you. It's more electronic. It's a little dancey. Talk a little bit about the influences that brought you to that. You worked with Mike D, is that right, from the Beastie Boys?
I worked with Mike, but unfortunately nothing came out of it, musically. But just hanging out with him, it was a pretty cool experience, and an inspiring one at the same time. So, when I went back to my hometown, Nottingham, after that visit, I went and tried things out, starting with a beach, more like hip hop kind of grooves or whatever, and writing over the top of that, which I'd never tried before. So I think maybe I wouldn't have done that without hanging out with Mike. So.
The title track of the album, On My One, references Nottingham, and it sounds like it's kind of autobiographical, introspective song, perhaps.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I think people think that it's more about being, a song about my experience on the road, but it's kind of about, I'd written it, like thinking of it, like if the first 2 albums hadn't done what they did, what I'd be doing and like what kind of song I'd be singing. So I wrote a song just about that, really.
And what does On My One mean? Because I grew up in Dublin, and I'm tempted to say On Me One.
Yeah.
Is it kind of similar to that?
Yeah, on me one, yeah. People say that too.
Yeah.
On my one, it means by yourself, on your lonesome,
So should we be concerned for you? You sound lonely now.
Well, no. I've got Robbo here. It's all good.
So the legendary music festival Glastonbury just announced their lineup today, and you are on it. And it got me thinking, it's an incredible lineup. We have Outside Lands here and Bottle Rock, and they're incredible. But if you look at a festival like that, it's just, it's amazing. You've got Adele and Coldplay and Muse, and it goes on and on and on, ZZ Top and whatever. When you play festivals, is that something you enjoy? Do you get to see any of the other bands, or do you just come on and do your thing and leave?
Yeah, we never really stay around. We don't camp. We're not festival like people really. We go in and we go out. Sometimes we watch a few things. I'm trying to think of the last thing that I watched. I can't even remember. No,
yeah.
remember. But no, we're in and out.
Before we started talking, I was telling the Fogheads here about turning off your phones and all of that. How are you? What's your position on cell phones at shows? And a lot of people watch an entire gig through their phone.
Well, it's up to them. I'm not going to tell them to do it or not do it. But for me personally, I wouldn't think I was getting the experience of a show by looking through it on a screen. Personally, that's just my opinion.
Well, Jake's going to be back later in the summer, and we look forward to seeing you then through our eyes, not our phones. And Fogheads, Jake Bugg.